Good morning guys, welcome to Gigs and Guitars. In this video we have got a broken amplifier head which is in this car over here at the minute, which is going to Norman's place to be repaired, and it's in the boot of the car. Just pop the boot, you can have a very quick look. And here we are. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's got a bit of an interesting story. There it is. If we can get it working, brilliant, let's get it done. Okay guys, so we're stuck in slow moving traffic at the minute, so I thought I'd take the opportunity just to talk to you about the amplifier in the back of the car. In doing the research, Hayden was a subdivision brand of Ashdown Engineering, which, if you're aware of Ashdown, they're a boutique amplifier maker in the UK, at that time producing amplifiers for bass guitars. Now there's not a lot of information about on the internet about this particular amplifier. I emailed Ashdown Engineering, and literally a couple of hours later I've got a fantastic bloke on the phone called David Green, and he's really enthusiastic, helpful, and he said to me, Kev, check the back panel on the amplifier and let me know if it's got a stealth switch on the back panel. So I went off, checked the back panel, and it did. And David Green told me that if that amplifier head had a stealth switch on the back panel of that amplifier, it was one of only 25 handmade amplifiers made. And I thought, wow, if we can get this amplifier working, it's surely got to be one, a great story, and if it's one of 25 amplifiers out there in existence, then it has to be worth keeping it and getting the thing working properly and correctly. Now David's been fantastic. He has sent through wiring diagram. Norman's had that for a few days now. To be honest, I haven't a clue what it means. I could probably guess what switch is on it, and that's about it. Norman has a massive and successful background in microelectronics in the radio industry for many years, and is hyper qualified for looking at this kind of thing. So let's go to Norman's and let's see if we can get this amplifier working. Cracking. Good morning, Norm, how are you?
Morning Kev, come on in.
Excellent, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Excellent, I've got the amp, I have the amplifier, it's here. Shall I pop it on the bench?
Yeah,
then
stick it on the bench, I've just been looking at the circuit for it. Yeah.
Let me just pop it on there. Oh, my neck. And there we go. And that is a Hayden HGT A20. And Dave Green, the designer I've spoken to, he tells me it's one of 25 handmade in the UK. So I think it's very well worthwhile in getting this little baby, there we go, in getting this thing up and running, or seeing what we can do with it. And I see you've got the wiring diagram there, Norm, so... Yeah,
I've printed it at a size which would, you know, it's just slightly larger than a microdot, isn't it? But yeah, with the aid of my Specsavers glasses, we might just be able to see what's going on. But I have to say, the quality of it, looking from the outside, it looks very good.
Right, yeah.
Let's hope it's as good inside.
That's it. Yeah. Should we have a look then? Let's
have a go.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
Is that the tool of choice?
Birmingham spanner. Let's go for it.
Excellent, I love it. Oh, brilliant. Here we go.
Right.
Excellent.
I'll start off with the rear panel.
Super duper. So, you've got a massive background in terms of I nearly said electronic warfare there, Norm, but in the microelectronics industry. So.
Well, you're not far wrong actually. I did work for BAE at Wharton for some time, so I did work
right,
for a bit. But no, radio and TV engineer back in the early 70s.
Yeah. Qualified
in 75. Did a bit in industry till 84. Then jumped off the ship. Started working for myself from 84 right through till just 6 years ago when I retired, and designing and building industrial radio systems, which we built in Blackpool, designed and built in Blackpool, and shipped to over 30 countries around the world.
Wow, that's just an incredible sort of career you've had in the electronics game. I mean, and today you appear to be the top person to go to if anybody who's a guitarist in Blackpool will come to Norman with their Marshall, their Laney, whatever they've got, the Soldanos, when they need a little bit of a tweak, a bit of adjustment, and a little bit of servicing. Norm, you're the guy who seems to be taking it on at the minute.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't done a lot of, to be honest with you, and it's something that I'm not totally geared up to deal with. But I do like to help out my bandmates and the local musos. You know, if you've got a problem, of course I'll let them bring an amp round, and we'll have a look at it and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on. But yeah, old valve amplifiers is what I cut my teeth on when I was a nipper and in my first band.
Right. Yeah.
That's all we had.
Yeah.
You know, Vox AC30s, Selmer bass and treble 50s and 100s.
Yeah.
That was what we had, and yeah. So there's not as much mystique surrounding valve amplifiers for me.
Yeah.
You know, they were just the things that we cut our teeth on.
Yeah. I've got to say, Norm, I know nothing about anything to do with electronics or anything. All I just know about these amplifiers is a good valve amp produces a great tone. That's all I know. And what you're doing today with that amplifier and that wiring diagram, it makes no sense to me. It's witchcraft. It is black magic.
Well, let's hope we don't blow it to bits then.
That's it. Excellent. Oh, brilliant.
Well,
So what have we got there, Norm? And what were the first things you'd be sort of looking at in terms of trying to sort of troubleshoot the issues?
well, first of all, the chassis mounted screws and how to get it out. They look fairly obvious, bolted to the top. So this amplifier is using a couple of EL84s in the output stage, hence the 20 watt version.
Yeah.
They're a much smaller tube than the more common EL34s or 6L6s that you might find in guitar amps.
Yeah.
But as you know, sometimes you don't need that much to punch through on lead guitar, so
Yeah.
20 watts could be quite good. But the layout looks good. It looks as if it has been hand built from what I can.
Should we just get
see,
the phone in there? Just have a quick
Yeah,
look,
just have a
so
quick
we can
look.
have a bit of a quick look. Right. Okay. So what have we got in there, Norm? Just for the guy in the street who doesn't know anything, a bit like me, about what a valve amp is all about. So what have we got?
All right, the biggest components: mains transformer.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
unsurprisingly near to the mains input.
Yeah.
So there's the mains transformer. This is the output transformer. That is probably one of the most quality related parts of the amplifier. A good output transformer
Yeah.
gives you a good sound. And whatever you do, if you've got a bad output transformer,
Yeah.
you're snookered.
Right.
These are the two output valves, the EL84s.
Yeah.
These two outside ones. That's an ECC, I think that's an ECC 83 or 12AX7, same thing. That's a thing called a phase splitter.
Yeah.
And then the two preamplifier valves, also ECC 83s, 12AX7s down there.
Right. I'm saying yes. I'm agreeing with you, Norm, but I really haven't got a clue what you're on about.
ECC 83s, they're the most common valve amps for
Yeah.
guitar amps for preamplifiers and phase splitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing unusual so far. Nice finish, and for a limited production run, I like the silk screening. So it looks all very professionally done.
Yeah.
Right, let's get this chassis out. Yeah, note the right size screwdriver.
I'll tell you what, Norm, when I got this back, it was really covered in dust, cobwebs and everything, and I took what I thought I could comfortably take to bits, like the handle off those corner protective corner edges, the screws out and stuff, and I give it a nice clean up. And I thought one of the things I wanted to do was to keep that badge the label that was hanging off the handle intact, because it's just a bit of a story of the amp. And like I say, if it's one of 25 handmade amplifiers in this country ever produced by Ashdown Engineering, which at the time was this amplifier was branded as a Hayden, then it's worth doing, I think. It's worth having a good look at. I mean, the other outcome was it could possibly have ended up straight in a skip, which would have been a shame, really. But I think it's worth doing. And if we can get it out to a gig, that'd be even better.
Well, yeah, I mean, we stand a good chance of getting it working. I mean, probably the only thing that might stop us would be an output transformer that was duff.
Right. Yeah.
Even then, you can replace it, of course, but it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Right. Let's see if we can pull this out. There we go. And what do we see underneath? Well, yeah. See?
Yeah, I haven't a clue what that is, no.
Well, just looking at it, for a limited production run, they must have been intending to make quite a few more, because these printed circuit boards are obviously production quality boards.
Yeah.
They may have been used in other products, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, build quality looks reasonable. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, they're just looking at the PCBs here. It's got issue B preamp all models, but I think that just refers to the fact that it's this series of amplifiers, either the 20 or the 40 watt version. So this preamplifier and signal processing board would apply to both the 20 and the 40 watt models. This board here is unique to the 20 watt model, and that's purely because the output stage is different.
Yeah.
EL84s are a lot smaller than EL34s.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally the chief difference.
Yeah. All right.
And then a few integrated circuits, a few chips around, which show that it's not as old as it might look.
Right, with you. Yeah.
But yeah, those will be for the signal processing.
Right.
Which, of course, as a bass player, I don't understand at all. I have bass, middle and treble. Anything other than that, what we've got on here, volume, contour, gain.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, contour, what's that then?
I'd have to get the instruction manual out of that. Fortunately, Dave Green has been an absolute gem. He sent me the manual through as well, which I've not sent through to you, which I perhaps should have done, Norm, to be honest.
Well, what we can actually do is plug this in, put some power on it, and let's see how we rock and roll. Let's just have a look. This is the best way to make this safe before we power it up. Right, now we need a kettle plug, don't we?
Do we need a kettle for the end of it? No. Might be on for a brew at some stage, guys.
Make sure you've got a secure speaker connection, because the one thing that will destroy an output transformer pretty quick is if you've got no load.
Right.
No load on it.
Yeah,
It'll destroy the output transformer,
Yeah.
which is probably the most expensive part. So we've just connected a decent 8-ohm speaker into the 8-ohm outlet.
Yeah.
And then we've got some mains.
Yeah, so what you're saying there with the output transformer, if it hasn't got something to take that load away, it puts a lot of stress onto the transformer. It can just go, can it, or something?
Yeah, it does. It causes it causes extremely local high voltages in the transformer windings, and they can flash over and short out.
Yeah.
Because that, if say there was a buzz or something going through the amplifier,
yeah,
you can't hear it because you've got no speaker connected.
Yes.
But the output transformers, there's nowhere for that energy to go.
Yeah.
Normally, that energy gets dissipated in the speaker.
Yeah,
But if you haven't got a speaker connected, you get extra high voltages in the transformer windings, and that can cause some damage.
Right.
So it's
that's
always it's good.
Yeah.
It's good practice.
Yes.
Always connect the speaker first.
Yeah, yeah.
And funnily enough, a short circuit on the speaker won't damage it,
Oh, right.
but having nothing connected will.
Yes. Right.
And early transistorized amplifiers used to suffer from exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
No speaker was fine, but a short circuit would completely blow the output stage.
Right. With you. Yeah, yeah.
Early H&H amplifiers and the early WEM amplifiers and solid state amplifiers were dreadful for that.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
One short circuit jack,
Yeah.
and that's it. Boom, all gone.
Right. Love that.
Modern amplifiers have sophisticated protection circuits
Yes.
in now to prevent damage.
Ah, right.
Right. I don't think I've got the balls to actually switch this on. Right, let's just make sure that everything, that the master volumes are turned down. Yeah, let's make sure all the gains and everything are turned down. Okay.
Is that amp connected to your fan in the garage, Norm? Is that...
That's the dehumidifier.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
And that's come on because whenever you're connecting a 20-odd-year-old amplifier up for the first time to the mains, you always sweat a bit.
Oh, dear.
There is a slight bit of hiss there. We might have something.
Oh, right.
Okay, let's go and get an input. Okay.
Right, so we've got a little blue light on there, Norm, haven't we?
We've got a little blue light. Let's see if we can get anything out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good so far. So we're getting nothing out of this so far. So first thing I usually do is just let's have a look at the HT feeds. And we're looking at 2.75 volts instead of 275-ish. So going for the low-hanging fruit, I would suggest have a look at the HT fuse.
Okay, no.
So making sure everything's isolated.
So what's the HT meaning? The...
High tension, high voltage fuse.
Ah, right,
So that's the high voltage supplies to the valves.
Yeah.
Okay. TPD. Okay. Yeah, so that fuse has blown.
Yeah.
So first thing then is let's find out what that is. Looks to me like a fuse.
All right. Good grief.
Yeah. 630 milliamp.
Yeah.
0.6 of an amp in real money.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see whether we've got one of those.
So it could potentially be something as simple as a blown fuse or something, possibly.
Yeah, it could.
Do you know, I bought a meter a few years ago, Norman. I don't know how to use it. It just sits on my shelf in the garage.
Yeah. That's better. Little bit of an instant bit of action there, but
Yeah.
Whether that was just before it blew the fuse again, we don't know.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, blew the fuse again.
Ah, right.
Right, nasty.
Right, so we found a blown fuse, we've replaced the fuse, and then we powered it up, and then it's blown the replacement fuse.
That's correct, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise it'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the programme needs to be a little bit longer than 3 minutes, doesn't it? It sounded for a nanosecond like something was happening there, didn't it?
It did, and it shouldn't have sounded like that because it's a valve amp.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have expected any noise at all for a few moments until the heaters had warmed.
Yes, right. Yeah,
but
yeah.
It did, which probably tells us there's something nasty going on the HT side. So, having made sure that everything's isolated from the mains, I'll then have to start running through it to see where the short circuit is.
Yeah.
Okay, so yet another fuse in. This time we've taken the output valves out just as a process of elimination.
Yeah, and those are just down there now at the minute. There we go. And from what you've just said, no, they're definitely not matched pair. I can tell that.
No, they're not matched pair, no. Right. Okay, so mains on. Check the HT. And we are now looking at 380 volts. So fuse hasn't blown this time, having removed the output valve, so it's one of the output valves. So next trick is to find a pair of EL84s.
Right, okay.
And take it from there.
Perfect. Right, so there you go, guys. Norm's done some troubleshooting on the Hayden 20 watt amp, and we think, well, we're almost certain it's going to be a blown EL84 valve. So the next stage for me is to disappear, order some, get them through the post, and then we'll take it from there and see what happens next. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back very shortly.